Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Madash. On today's show, we're talking about one of the hottest new trends in rental product. The single-family home is part of the American dream. People want a place they can call home, but home ownership isn't necessarily a perfect fit for everyone. Home prices for single-family homes have risen to the point where owning is 40% more expensive on a monthly basis compared with renting, on average. In the late 1990s, the premium for ownership was only 20% compared with renting. So it's gotten more expensive to own your own home, despite the low interest rates. Regardless of affordability, single-family homes in a neighborhood are more desirable for young families compared with a multifamily apartment complex. An apartment complex can be a better fit for some who prefer the lifestyle and amenities that only a rental complex can provide. If your apartment complex has a $500,000 swimming pool, rec center, and fitness room, you can have a hard time replicating that experience in a single-family home, so some people do choose apartments. Multifamily apartments are ideal from an investment standpoint. Property management is easily accomplished. Single-family homes are designed to be unique, to express the individuality of the homeowner. Since no two homes are alike in an ideal world, the cost of maintaining a single-family home is inherently going to be higher than apartments. None of the interior finishes are likely to be the same. The flooring will be different, paint colors, room sizes, appliances, so much will be different. So your cost of maintenance is generally going to be higher. But if you designed your community of single-family homes or townhouses for rent, you might be able to marry the best of both worlds. You might deliver the end-user experience of a single-family home combined with the management efficiency of the apartment complex. Not surprisingly, investors have discovered the benefits of this product. Rental homes are more expensive to rent than apartments. As a result, you tend to attract a higher quality of tenant that can afford a more expensive product. A single-family home will rent for several $100s more per month than an apartment. But when it comes to quality of rental product, you're also selecting the quality of your tenant. The purpose-built rental community has become much more desirable as an investment for both investors and lenders. There's a number of new loan products aimed specifically at the single-family home rental community. Tenants for these homes are typically young families with stable employment. Institutional investors are snapping up stabilized portfolios of single-family home communities at relatively high prices. It's no surprise that we've started to design more of these types of communities as part of our own portfolio ourselves. There's a clear difference between the way you design a home for rental versus owner-occupied. With a rental product, there's a relationship between square footage and profitability. If you design a home that's too small, well, you simply won't find demand for that product. But if you design a basic 3-bedroom home but make the bedrooms really large and spacious, tenants will love it, but they won't necessarily pay extra for all that extra square footage. As a developer, you've added features but may not have enhanced the profitability of your product. Out of necessity, the rooms are going to be smaller than they would be in an equivalent owner-occupied home. The design's a little different, so you make the home more affordable. If the costs were exactly the same as an owner-occupied home, then your tenant would go out and just buy their own home. There would be no reason to rent. A rental home fills a gap in the marketplace between an apartment and a larger detached home. There's a school of thought that a rental home might be positioned similarly to a starter home, but that's not necessarily the case. In a rental home, you're going to still design certain upscale amenities in the kitchen and the bathrooms to make the home more desirable in the market. You still want to include stone counters, stainless appliances, undermount sinks. You're going to include hardwood and tile flooring, minimize carpeting. One of the financial benefits of rental homes is that they experience lower turnover than apartments. Families tend to get more deeply rooted in a home, and a move is a bigger effort than it would be for a one-bedroom apartment. The lower turnover tends to mean lower vacancy. Of course, the life cycle of a single-family home community is going to be different than it would be for an apartment complex. You've got more maintenance associated with single-family homes. You have a lot more roof area that will eventually need to be replaced. You've got a lot more windows. The number of furnaces, air conditioners, and water heaters is the same. So theoretically, those maintenance items don't necessarily attract more maintenance. But if you're going to build or own a rental community, you want to think carefully about the ownership life cycle. Do you still want to be owning that community when it's 30 years old? Developing your exit strategy for your community is an important part of the overall project. You have the option of multiple exit strategies. You could sell the entire community as a rental portfolio. That's often the simplest sale transaction, but it may not necessarily give you the highest value. You also have the option of performing a refresh on individual homes and then selling them in the open market to individual owner-occupants. Build-to-rent communities are an intriguing new product class. for which there's a significant amount of market demand. As you think about that, take a closer look at rental communities. Have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.